4.39 billion.
Yes.
Multiplied by
700.
No, it's 700. We'll first multiply by the different sections. So help us. You're the expert.
You're the engineer. So we don't get our head blown up. So, Honorable Minister, what Nigerians perhaps are trying to say?
So 4.39 multiplied by
that.
Can I give you the tentative?
Yes. You can. We know it's tentative. That's okay. 4.39.
Multiply 4 by 5.
Times 5?
Yes.
Okay.
You get about 20, is it correct?
21.95.
Yeah, multiplied by 700. You get about 14 trillion.
700.
Yes.
That's 15.3 trillion.
Yes.
The Honorable Minister knows his math. So it's going to cost 15.365 trillion.
Let me explain. Okay. It's going to be a tentative figure.
Okay.
When we pass through, a section that is, what is costing a lot of money is the sand-filling.
Barely a month after the Federal Executive Council approved the construction of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, the contractor has moved to the site to build what will be a monumental civil engineering project that Nigeria has ever seen. Since the construction of the iconic Third Mainland Bridge that stretched over 11 kilometers across the lagoon, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road will usher in a new era of ambitious road infrastructural development projects in Nigeria. The Third Mainland Bridge, one of the longest bridges in the world, started during the administration of President Shehu Shagari in 1980. It was completed 10 years after, in 1990, by the military administration of President Ibrahim Babangida. When completed, the 700-kilometer-long coastal highway will also enter the world record books among iconic coastal routes like the Wide Atlantic Highway in Ireland and the Pacific Coastal Highway in the United States. The first phase of the new 700-kilometer highway that will run through the 9 coastal states is the 47.47-kilometer section beginning from Victoria Island. It has 5 lanes on each side of the dual carriageway and a train track in the middle. The superhighway is being built by high-tech construction company. Part of the funding will be sourced by high-tech, the contractors, according to the federal government earlier statement. Starting from Ahmadu Bello Way, Victoria Island in Lagos, the coastal road will pass through Lekki Deep Sea Port, Ogun, Ondo, Delta, Bayelsa, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom State. At a recent press briefing, Minister of Works Senator David Umahi said the coastal road will have 2 spurs that will link up with the northern Nigeria to further integrate the north and the south in terms of movement of people, goods, and services. Economic analysts have revealed that the completion of the first phase of the project alone could increase the size of Lagos State economy by 50% because of the connection to Lekki Deep Sea Port and the Lekki Economic Corridor, where Dangote Refinery and Petrochemical Complex is situated alongside other multinational industries. One of the fascinating and interesting features of the coastal road is how it will compress the distance between Lagos and Ogun State. For instance, the distance from Ibeju-Lekki to Lagos in Ararome in Ondo State is about 50 kilometers along the coast. This distance translates to about an hour's journey. From Ararome to Ore, a major connection hub in Ondo State, is about another 50 kilometers, where the existing route from Ibeju-Lekki to Ore, currently in use by motorcycles, is 150 kilometers. However, many concerned Nigerians have lent their voices to this mighty project, having sensed some fraudulent activities in it. The project is described as a wasteful and a highway to fraud after the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, had claimed that the 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will tentatively cost 15.6 trillion naira. Mr. Umahi is being criticized for altering the project's initial plan after Gilbert Chogri's High-Tech had been awarded a contract without any competitive bidding. Umahi had announced that the High-Tech will fully fund the project, and based on this, there was no competitive bidding. Umahi then said High-Tech will only raise just 6% of the money for the pilot phase. This marks of deceit. Mr. Umahi had during his media round said the road project could cost 15.6 trillion naira, that is $13 billion at an exchange rate of 1,200 naira per dollar, while the rail which will pass through the road will be costed separately. The minister also said that the project will not be PPP, but that the government will be providing 15% to 30% counterpart financing. The tentative cost of this is equivalent to the total budget of all 36 states of the Federation combined. The total budget of all 36 states of the Federation for the 2024 is about 14 trillion naira. If you add the FCT, the entire budget of all subnationals is 15.91 trillion. This is scandalous. Worse still, they have already awarded a contract but are still not sure of the level of the counterpart funding component of the federal government. Umahi had in 2023 said that Gilbert Chogri's High-Tech had the money to construct the highway and will be public-private partnership PPP. High-Tech was to build, operate and transfer it back to the federal government after years of toiling. It was reported by every media organization, including those owned by Tinubu. It was based on this proposal that High-Tech was picked. Why did Umahi then turn around to claim that it was not to be a PPP, but that the government will pay 15 to 30% of it? In the 2024 budget, the project was captured as a Lagos-Port Harcourt Coastal Highway and was put in a cost of 500 million naira. Although the National Assembly approved 500 million naira for the project this year, the Tinubu administration has released 1.6 trillion naira. This is more than 200 times what is in the Appropriation Act. This is what happens when the National Assembly failed to carry out its oversight function. It's curious that the 15.91 trillion naira announced by Mr. Dave Umahi did not include the cost of the railway component. How much then would the project cost if the component is added? And why was the project given to High-Tech Construction Company without competitive bidding from other construction companies like Julius Berger? Who is the owner of High-Tech Company? The owner of High-Tech Company is Gilbert Chagari. And who is Gilbert Chagari? Wikipedia captured Gilbert Chagari as a businessman. He is a Lebanese-Nigerian businessman. He was accused and convicted by the US Justice for election manipulation and was made to pay a fine of $1.8 million. Chagari was a close associate of former Nigerian head of state Sani Abacha. After Abacha died, Chagari was convicted for helping Abacha to launder the sum of $4 billion. He was meant to return the sum of $300 million to the Nigerian government to secure his indemnity from possible criminal charges. Chagari resurfaced to the scene during the 2023 presidential election campaign when Tinubu visited France and was seated with him. This sparked a serious debate and a lot of questions then as to why a presidential candidate would be having a meeting with an election rigger, money launderer, where it's been established that after Abacha died, Chagari established a very close relationship with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Of course, his company is responsible for the construction of the Eko Atlantic City. Chagari was listed as a confidant during the COP28 visit to Dubai. He is the owner of the company that was awarded the construction of the Coastal Highway. Dubious, isn't it? Let's go further. $13 billion for a 700-kilometer road awarded to a dubious company owned by someone convicted for money laundering and election rigging. You better start putting one or two together. Africa's longest highway, which links Cairo to Cape Town, costed Egypt $1.6 billion for 1,156 kilometers within its borders. But you know what? Those in the FG already got a $13 billion approved, knowing other companies like Julius Berger will secure a cheaper bidding. To secure their looting that is about to happen, they closed the doors to other bidders and gave the job to someone that was convicted for election rigging and money laundering. It has also been revealed that Nigerians who plan to ply the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road, when completed, will have to pay 3,000 naira on average per toll gate. An average of 50,000 vehicles were expected to use the road daily and pass through the toll gate. Also recall that the construction of this project will come at the expense of one of the biggest tourist centers in Lagos, Landmark Beach. The proprietor of the Landmark Beach, Owunibe, said this in an interview with CNN. He said he has been given a notice to vacate his multi-million-dollar beach resort within 7 days of its impending demolition. He said the Landmark property is worth over $200 million, accommodating more than 80 businesses and sustain over 4,000 jobs directly. The company contributes more than 2 billion naira in taxes each year to the Lagos state government. There you have it. What's your take regarding this? Drop your comment in the comment section. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day.